Hello and welcome to Kismet Rising. So we are doing August's monthly Oracle card guidance, and I'm using the deck. The answer is simple: Oracle cards by Sonia Choquette. This is one of my go-tos when life can be a bit complicated, when the energies are a bit complicated or overwhelming, and I do love this deck. So go ahead, choose option 1, 2 or 3 and we'll get directly into your reading. So for those of you who've chosen option number 1, we are asking, what is our Oracle card guidance for August 2025? What is our monthly Oracle card guidance for 2025? What is it that we need to know for the entire month of August? What are the warnings? What is the guidance? Okay, and so for those of you who've chosen option 1, we're asking, what is the monthly Oracle card guidance for August 2025? And I'm just going to go ahead and pull out a card here. Okay, so we have 4 cards here. Now, sometimes I choose 3 cards for the month, and I just do it every 10 days. But this month, I've decided to choose 3 cards and use it for each 10 days. And then just to choose an extra card here, which is the 4th card, which is kind of like the overall perception for the month. All right, so let's go into it. For the first 10 days, the advice is to share your gifts. Okay. So regardless of what else is going on at a given moment, you are to share what you have. You are to share what you have that is special to you, that is your gift. And you should do so gracefully. And you should do so regardless of the space at which somebody's coming to you at. So if somebody's coming to you with fear, with some kind of aggression, with some type of unresolved insecurity that they are throwing at you, you are supposed to take the higher road and be able to still share your gift with them, because they are more in need of it now than they would be at a later time. Now, that does not mean that you should not be boundaried and that you shouldn't be taking care of yourself and that you should allow somebody to walk all over you. Of course, that is the other extreme. But however, you should be able to share your gift while you still feel in integrity with yourself, and you also feel well within yourself. So there shouldn't be any resentment underneath sharing your gift, or there shouldn't be any kind of negative emotion where you might feel that you've been unfair to yourself in the process of you sharing to another. As you move into August, the second week of August, or the next 10 days of August, so from the August 10th till August 20th, we have the card that says, I am sorry. I'm sorry. All right. Now, this is so important. I think that as July proceeded, there were lots of quite hectic energy and quite a lot of energy up in the air. And what we could have found is that at some moments we might have been standing up for something or fighting for something that wasn't even that important, or that wasn't even there. You might have been fighting ghosts, and in the process other people might have been hurt through that. And this is the chance for you in August to, after the Mercury Retrograde, so as the Mercury Retrograde, I think it ends around the 10th or the 11th of August. I'm not really sure because I don't pay that much of attention, but I do note that during certain times where there's a Mercury Retrograde, that the energy has definitely shifted. I think just as the Mercury Retrograde comes into shadow, I think it would be an important time to say, well, if you're sorry, how you feel. Now, it might not be that you need to say sorry to the person directly. It might be that you need to just write that down and keep it for yourself and feel that you've transitioned from whatever it was where you've needed to say you're sorry. You've just transitioned from that, and you've shifted the energy for yourself. Okay, so it doesn't necessarily mean that you've got to confront the person, unless of course you want a reaction from the other person. Now, for those of you who feel that there's nothing for you to say sorry about, and you don't actually need to settle anything with anyone, I think it would be a good time from the 10th of August to the 20th of August to go within yourself and see where it is that you may feel sorry for yourself. Go into your childhood and look at where an older version of yourself, like you right now, could have been, could be sorry for not protecting yourself better at the time because you were just a child and you weren't able to do better at that given moment. Or perhaps you have a younger brother or sister that you could have saved from a particular situation, but because you were too young at the time, you weren't able to be in a position, or an empowered position enough to be able to help them. But there is room for to move through grace and to be able to look at and forgive certain things of the past, and also to be able to say that you are sorry for something that you did, something that maybe you should have done but you weren't able to do, in order to be able to release something, because the month of August is about being able to come to peace, to be able to be that mediation space. August is really a mediation space for July, the month that we've just passed. And it's about being able to say, okay, well, what's the middle road here? Instead of being very upset about something or very euphoric about something, what is the middle road that I can walk where I can actually give something of myself or settle something in myself so that I feel less resentment and more in integrity with myself and purer with myself and more at peace with myself. Ultimately, I think it's more about that more than anything else. And then as we move on to the 20th to the 30th of August, we have here the last weeks of August, the last 10 days of August, let's say. We have the card that says 28. It's a reach out. Okay. So I think that there might have been a moment where you will feel that you need to reach out to somebody. So here it might be that you're just saying that you're sorry and you're writing a letter. But here it's actually saying, and I'm not saying that this will apply to everyone in that particular way, but here in the third card, it's time to reach out. So it's almost like, July's happened, June, July's happened, and there might be something that you need, that's stewing, that you need to kind of meditate upon, and that needs to marinate really. And then at the end of August, you come to a different feeling upon yourself, and you actually are able to say something to somebody by reaching out. You're actually able to do something. So you're not just feeling something, you're not just processing a particular feeling, but you're actually able to reach out and say something to another person. Now, I just want to apologize. I do have my window open today because it is rather warm where I am, and there is a construction taking place in the building beside me, which will continue for another 8 months. So I do apologize for the sounds right now, and I didn't have another time in which I could have done this, so I can't do it at night. It's just too busy. So I do once again do apologize for that. So in the last week of August, the guidance is to reach out. Whether you choose to reach out or not, that's really up to you, but the guidance is to reach out and say, I think that you're sorry, and to be able to share what is your gift to that person in a way to say, I'm sorry, and to reach out. And I think through all this time, the idea is to be patient. The idea here is really to think about what it is that you are experiencing right now and what it is that you need to resolve. I feel that as some of you could have come to the end of July, there might have been a lot of things up in the air, and August is the time to simmer down and basically be patient as you're doing so in order for you to be able to resolve whatever needs to be resolved. But the overriding energy here is the suggestion is to be patient and to hold this together. Okay, not to be reactive or not to react in a way that is unfounded, perhaps, or perhaps it's founded for you, but perhaps for the other person it might not be founded. Okay, and then just to share what you have. Begin the month with sharing what you have. What is the best qualities that you have and your gifts that you can share with the world at this given moment? And that is not to say that you should do so without compensation, or that you should do so without integrity or with resentment. That is to say, just open your doors so that the flow may be maintained and may continue. All right, so I'm going to leave it there. I know I kind of went on a bit here I'm sorry, but for the week number 2, but I do think that there will be emotional. It can be an emotional week for some of you. For those of you who none of this resonates with, I think it would be a time for you to give. I think it would be the beginning of August. I think that let's say I'm sorry is to go back into your childhood and basically work on older relationships, earlier relationships in your life. Go back to them and look at where it is that you could have done better, where it is that you can say sorry. If you need to, reach out, but be patient about it. Don't just rush into reaching out. Process it first and then reach out towards the end of the last 10 days of August. And throughout the month, be patient. Be patient. Take your time. Understand that this is not the right time right now for you to do whatever it is that you want to do, but that there is a moment where it will be the right time, and that is the time that you need to just go full force ahead and do what needs to be done. Okay, and so I'll leave it there for you for the month of August 2025. Good luck with that. Have a blessed month ahead. And for those of you who've chosen option number 2, we're asking, what is the Oracle card guidance for August of 2025? And I'm using the answer as simple. Sonia Choquette deck here. My window is open and there's construction taking place beside me, in the building beside me, so pardon that. And we are just asking now, what is the Oracle card guidance for 2025, August 2025? For August 2025. And if you are option number 2, these are your cards. Okay, well, this is quite an interesting layout of cards. All right, so as I've explained in the other reading that I've done for option number 1, we're doing the first 10 days of August, the second 10 days of August, the third 10 days of August, and this is the overriding energy of the month and what is the general guidance for the month. And I want to say that the same card came out for the overall guidance for the month for option number 1. So I think August is generally a month where you need to be patient, where you need to take things, slower than you normally would, and just understand that everything does come in its due time, and that you just need to take it easy and simply be okay with the fact that you are taking it easy and things are not working out necessarily in the way that you planned it or in the way that you wanted it to take place. Okay, so that is the overriding energy and guidance for the month of August 2025. Now, the first card that is representative of the 1st of August to the 10th of August is the card Be Courageous. And it's the number 8. And I think here it's very obvious that you need to be courageous, that you need to move forth and say what it is that you need to say and do what it is that you need to do and stand up for yourself. And I think for me, when I read this card, when I see this, I think it's about crossing borders or crossing boundaries in a way, not where it's hurting somebody else or hurting yourself for that instance, but maybe being able to move beyond the threshold that you usually boundary yourself with. So perhaps you are held within a particular space and you've been doing X, Y, and Z for a particular time, but now it's time to move beyond that and work with A, B, and C or something else. Okay, it's time to just move beyond. And I think that's why the card Be Courageous comes up, because it's time to do that. And this is your signal from the universe that it's okay to do that. It's basically saying if you feel like what you've done in the recent weeks has been too rash, and that you've actually been that you might have made a mistake by taking certain actions or certain decisions that you've taken. Well, this card is saying, well, go ahead and be courageous, because I'm here to support you and I'm allowing you to be able to do that. I'm telling you that this is your green light. Go ahead. Now, there's another thing that comes up here in the second week of August. Well, not the second week, but from the 10th to the 20th of August, more or less, we have say yes. All right, so the middle of August, the answer is say yes. So whatever it is that is coming up in your life, where it is that you need to say yes, do so. Somebody may be inviting you somewhere and you've got to say yes. Maybe you've been in a bit of a lull for the last 6 weeks or so. And as you come into the middle of August, you are feeling like it's time to actually get going again and doing things and moving out of that slump that you might have been in. Maybe if you're in the southern hemisphere, you've been feeling some kind of wintry depression, and whether you're in the north, wherever you are, you perhaps are feeling some kind of lull in the months of June, July. And I think that as we move into August, in the middle of August, particularly in the middle of August, the advice is just to say yes and to go ahead and to do what it is that somebody's invited you to do, or what it is that you've been wanting to do but you've not been able to because you haven't been courageous enough. Okay, so in the first week of August, be courageous enough to take that first step. And in the second week of August, or the second part of, well, not the second part, but the second half of August, from the 10th onward, be free to move and do what you have to do. Okay. And then as you come to the third week of August, the last 10 days of August, sorry, I'm tripping myself up here, because I usually do like week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, but I've decided to just do it in weeks of 10 days. Well, do it in parts of 10 days, because I feel that energy is more or less accurate. Usually it's not always the case. But I started doing that when I found that it isn't distinct to 7 days. It isn't distinct to the week. I mean, obviously I knew that, but I was trying to fit, a circle into a square. In any case, here we are in the last 10 days of August, and the card is to stop. And it's a very strong card that just says stop. In the same way that the card say yes is a very strong card. So all these cards are actually quite strong, aside from the be patient here. And as you come to the end of August, it's telling you to stop. Now, what is it telling you to stop? Well, perhaps not to jump into dangerous waters here. Perhaps it's telling you to just stop and observe for a moment. Maybe it's asking you to not to rush into something. Yes, maybe you have said yes here and you've gone on a wild adventure, or you're about to go on a wild adventure. But the question here is to say stop and just think about what's next. Okay. Now, there are some of you who might be in a completely different scenario here, where you're doing something that is asking a lot of courage from you. Okay. You're taking an action for your body or for your mind to be courageous, and you're being asked to say yes in terms of your environment. Perhaps it's got to do with your work environment. Maybe you need to be just saying yes where that is concerned. But then when it comes to doing something else, like trying something brand new, please pardon the background sounds here. There is construction taking place and next to my house, and it's going to go on for some months. But here you have the stop card. Maybe there's something that you wanted to do it's got to do with swimmers or swimming, or perhaps you are wanting to freeze your eggs or something like that. Okay, it's saying stop because there's a reason not to do it at this particular time here, and that is like just a really way out example, but this is something that's coming up here. It's just to say, just halt for the moment, just observe and see what's going to happen next, because perhaps something more exciting and more relevant to you is going to happen next. And the advice that it rounds up with for the whole month of August actually is be patient all through the way. Be patient. When you're being courageous, be patient. When you're saying yes, also be patient. Be patient. It will work out well. People will see your point of view. And I don't know why I said that, but it's obviously relevant to some of you. And here, stop and be patient. It's okay to just stop for the moment, all right? If you feel like this reading isn't resonating with you, or it's not really cohesive, that's absolutely fine, because I feel like the energies here are very disjointed. Like one is just being courageous, one is just saying yes, a completely different energy, and then you have the stop, absolutely the opposite energy. And just be patient through it all. And I think that's really the point here for August. It's just to really be patient. I feel like there's something more that you need to hear. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull one more card for you. And this comes up. It says, talk to God. All right. And I love that. I love that because ultimately, whatever is bothering you, whatever is standing in your way, all you need to do is talk to a higher force for you, and just put that outside of you. Put it outside of you, journal it, write it down somewhere, burn it if you need to, or just put it outside of you. Write it on a piece of paper, bury it, and just let it outside of you. Or just simply sit and talk to God, or simply sit and pray to whatever you believe in or don't believe in. If you don't believe in anything, if you're an atheist and you don't think that God exists, then perhaps just talk and bring it outside of yourself. And yeah, take a moment to do that. And I think that the month of August, it's almost like a basket of grace that this month is going to be. And you need to just go with the flow, be patient, be courageous when you need to, say yes when you need to, stop when you need to, but talk to God through it all. All right. And that's what I can give you for this time. And I wish you all a very blessed month of August. Have a good time and good luck with everything else. For those of you who've chosen option number 3, we are asking, what is the Oracle card guidance for August 2025? We are using, the answer is simple, Sonia Choquette cards, and we're asking, what do we need to know in the month of August 2025? What is it that is our guidance? What is it that we need to be aware of? What is the overall running energy for the month of August 2025? I have to laugh because this is the same card that came out for the other 2 readings as well. And for the option number 1 and 2. And it's just really funny for me that that's the first card that's come up here. For those of you who've chosen option number 3 for August 2025, the first card that comes up is Be Patient. And now I have to say that this card came up as the overriding energy for the other 2 options here in this reading today. But here it comes up for you for the first week, for the first 10 days of August. So from August 1st to August 10th. And it says be patient. Okay. So something needs to happen. Something ought to have happened 2 weeks ago. It should have happened perhaps a month ago. And you're being told right now, just be patient. Okay. It's going to happen. There's a moment and a time for everything. Everything happens at exactly the right moment. And that is something that's been proven to me over and over again. And personally, that is. And here you're being told, just wait. Just in this first 10 days of August, just be patient. Things are working behind the scenes. The energy has to catch up to you. All right. As you move forward into the second 10 days of August, that is from the 10th to the 20th of August, the card is look forward. And, it's saying to you, if you've been wanting to go on holiday and you haven't been able to, well, from the 10th of August to the 20th of August is your time to get on the road again, to go for a hike, to go on a trip, to move somewhere, to fly somewhere, to look forward to the next steps. Okay, there's been a particular energy that is held from June and July and the first 10 days of August. And after that, it's like the floodgates open and you are ready to grind forth again. And the card here is saying, look forward to that and move ahead. Move ahead. I think it doesn't say move ahead fearlessly or something like this, but it does say just look forward and move ahead. Okay. The card that comes up for the last week or the last 10 days of August is number 59, spread the light. So whatever you're doing and wherever you're going to and whatever it is, wherever you are, you need to spread the light. Okay. So try to remain as positive as possible. Try to curtail complaining or worrying about something. Try to share your light with others by simply showing them what they can be grateful for and what is still good around them, rather than concentrating on what isn't. And I do apologize for the background sounds. I do have my window open today, and there is some construction taking place, and there seems to be a dog outside as well at the moment. So the card that's the overriding energy for August. So what I've done this week is I've picked up 3 cards, one for the first 10 days of August, second 10 days of August, and third 10 days of August. And the card that I have for the overriding energy of August is the card of the Rebel. All right. So have fun. Have fun with what you're doing in the month of August. Try to step out of your usual rhythms and your usual routines and feel a different energy, be a different energy in your life. Try to invite more fun, more color, more a different type of playful energy into your life, and that's going to invigorate you. Okay, so even while you're being patient here in the first 10 days, try to do things differently. Even if it's just you around the house, grooming yourself or cooking or cleaning yourself or whatever, do it differently. Do it in a more colorful way. Do it in a way that is not necessarily the way you usually do it. Rebel against yourself and the mundanity of your own life, and try to bring another spark into it, or something luxurious into it, or something, just a different energy. It doesn't have to be that it's a fun, playful energy, but a different energy into your life. And as you go ahead and look forward, do it differently as well. Do it in a way that you wouldn't normally do it. That doesn't mean you've got to break the rules here. You're not needing to break rules in any way, but you're going to be breaking those rules with yourself by being able to do something differently so that you can inject a new vibrant energy into yourself. And as you spread the light, do so rebelliously as well. Do so even if it's being shunned. Pray for others. Send your blessings out. Make this world a better place, even against the resistance that you receive. Okay, I think that is the reading that's come up for you now in the month of August 2025. I'm just trying to feel into this and see if there's anything else I need to say to you. I would say that I want to pick another card for you, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. Let's see. The card that comes up is have fun. There we are. That's what I was trying to say to you as well. It's just like, have fun with this. Have fun while you're being patient. Have fun while you are looking forward to what you're going to be doing next. Have fun while you're spreading the light. It's the best way to do it. And have fun in the rabble of it all, in the breaking of monotony, in the breaking of mundanity, and just free yourself. All right. I wish you well for the month of August 2025. Many blessings to you all. Good luck with everything, and blessings abound from Kismet Rising.